One moment. Now, why is that going off? I don't know. Anyway, hello, all you lovely people of YouTube and Spotify. This is RipR4. Welcome to another episode of Rip's Talk Show. I'm your host, Rip, and I'm here to talk to you just about random things that I feel like talking about. Such is the nature of our show here, where it is just me chatting about things. If you're watching the game or YouTube, your background footage for the day is Warframe. I don't know why that took me so long to say. Anyway, I have a topic at hand that I actually would like to discuss because of the fact that I recorded a series. I tried to record a series. This was all going to be a surprise. However, none of it worked out. So, I'm here to talk to you about it now. Just to be like, hey, this was something that was going to happen, but because of instances just not working out, I am no longer doing it. And I'll explain every single one of those instances right now. I tried to record. Why the fuck is this going off? I'm gonna put it on vibrate. Why is... Okay. There. Okay. Anyway. I tried to record The Last of Us. I borrowed a PlayStation 4 to record it. And... well, it just didn't work out. And I'm a bit upset about that. Not upset, but like... I'm a bit sad about it. Because, like... I really wanted to. I was really excited to, actually. But the reason I couldn't was a multitude of things. First of all, my microphone quality. Now, at one point, eventually I said screw it and screw the mic quality. I'll just sound crappy. I did a lot of research because I was doing what I normally do is I stream through Twitch, to have it on Twitch, and then I take the VOD and then I upload the VOD. That's what I normally do. However, when I went to go listen back, my audio quality was really bad, and that's weird because I didn't change microphones, but it sounded like I was speaking on like a microphone from like the 360 days. And the reason that was concerning to me was because, like I said, I was using the same microphone that I use on my Xbox. And it's the same microphone I use for the Dead Space playthrough, which, by the way, is coming out right now. You should watch. Dead Space 3 specifically is what I mean. Anyway, that's the microphone I used, and it's the one I'm actually using right now for this episode you're listening to. And I was confused. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And so then I decided I'll just look it up. Let's see if like anyone else has had this issue. Maybe it's like my headset. Maybe like it just isn't really that compatible with like PlayStation. And so I look it up, and then everyone's like, hey, I've had this issue. What do I do? And like it was like, okay, so other people have had this issue. What do I do to fix it? There was no fix. I could not figure out what to do to fix the audio problem. And it just would not work. Like I said, I was playing all this on a borrowed PS4. I was borrowing it because I was like, hey, can I borrow this to play this game? And the person was like, yeah, sure, why not? And so I was going to record it and stream it. So that way people can see my first playthrough, and also just because I have never played Last of Us before. I watched the show, if you may remember back when I was like playing Dead Space 1, if any of you watched that, I would constantly talk about, it was either Dead Space 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure it was 1, where I was talking about the show, like Last of Us. Because I was watching it as it was coming out, and as it was coming out, I was also just recording the game. because I would also talk about like the Bad Batch episode of the week while playing. Anyway, I had watched the show and like I watched the Rad Brad play Last of Us around the time that he was, uploading it. And so, like, other than that, I've never played it. And so I wanted to play it. And let me tell you, it was legitimately, um, it was legitimately great. Um, and I just, I had fun. Problem number two that we fall into. Um, like I said, the audio one, that episode one was fine. I recorded it. I did 2 sessions, and it was the same parts of the game. Episode one turned out great. Audio issues aside, when it comes to my microphone, turned out great. It was good. Episode two, streaming it went fine. It was perfect. And I'm like, okay, that was great. Let's grab the VOD and let's upload it to YouTube, so that way it's there when I start working on everything. Everything will be there, and then I'll just have everything set up. I have to edit a part of the video out. That's okay. I'll just do that later. Let's just get it on YouTube right now. And I go to my VODs on Twitch, and it's only 2 minutes long. And that's crazy because I could have sworn I did an hour and a half. Yeah, an hour episode that was an hour and a half. May not be what people were looking for. However, it was just how long I was doing it, and I lost track of time. Probably would have been shorter actually when I cut down the episode, like I said I was going to, because I had to edit like a chunk out purely because I had to edit a chunk out because I literally walked away because like I had to go do something, and it was a time sensitive thing, so I walked away for a decent amount of time, and it was too long of a time to just leave in the episode. So I was like, okay, I'll just edit it out. If it was like a minute or two, I'd say fuck it, leave it in the episode. But it was like I think I was gone for actual 10 minutes or more. So I was like, okay, I'll cut it out. Go to grab the VOD, not there. I mean, it is there, but it's not. All that time wasted. And so I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. And so I look it up. I don't find any fix. So I was like, okay, maybe this was just like a 1 in a million chance, because that has never, ever happened to me. Streaming on Twitch on my Xbox has never happened. And so I was like, okay, let's just give it a go. I went into the settings of the PS4 when my headphones were plugged in. I was like, okay, let's see if I can do something about this microphone thing myself while looking. So I made it to where I could properly hear the fucking game, which was like an issue I was having in the first version of the recording session. And I just decided to redo the entire opening that I did already, just because like see if I could get that microphone thing, and I had already deleted the footage at that point, so I couldn't get it back. And so I go and do it, and like in that settings, they let you hear yourself, so that way you know how you sound. And no matter what I did, no matter how I went around and messing with it, nothing was changing with how I sounded. I still sounded dog water. And like I just did not understand for the life of me, because like it's the same headset that I'm using right now. What is wrong with it that like when it's on PlayStation? And like I literally, if you look it up, it's like if you look at people talking about their headset issues with PlayStation 4, it's like, why does it sound bad when I'm broadcasting on PlayStation? And everyone's like, I have this crisp headset, like this crisp microphone in on my PC, and it sounds like amazing. But then I go to use it on like on my PS4, and it just sounds like utter dog water. They didn't say dog water. They said something else. Anyway, I I just didn't understand, and so well, I couldn't figure that out. I was like, fine, this series will just have a bad microphone quality, but like it will be out. I go to stream again. First episode, once again, off without a hitch. I go to do the second episode again. And like so far, I keep the entire stream open just to make sure it doesn't cut on me. Just to make sure everything's fine. It stops randomly 30 minutes in, and I'm like, and I go to watch it, all of the footage is corrupted. All of it. And I'm like, okay, Last of Us is just not a thing I'm going to do. When it comes to like right now, where I am on YouTube, or where I am in life, Last of Us is just not a game I will do for the channel. I will do it eventually when I get like a computer and I decide to buy Last of Us. But as of right now, I'm just not going to waste my time with a game that or with a console that obviously doesn't work. I don't even think it's like just that person's PS4. I think that's just PS4 because it's. I mean, like PS4 is an old ass console. Let's be honest. However, that was absolute buns, and it annoyed me greatly. Like the fact that happened, I'm annoyed because like that was 2 days of my time where I sat down and I tried to figure all that out, and none of it worked. None of it worked. None of it, straight up. And it's like I had all these plans. Like I was like, okay, hell yeah, I'm borrowing this PlayStation. I'm gonna do Last of Us. I'm gonna do God of War, and possibly God of War Ragnarok, and that'll be my PlayStation games for my YouTube. And then like back to the Xbox grind I go. That was my thought process, and then it just didn't work. It did not work. And I just don't understand why. I really don't. It upsets me because I thought that would be a really good series to do for YouTube. I thought that would be really entertaining for people to watch, and then it just didn't work out. Hi, Rick. It's just like I tried my hardest when it comes to that series. I literally spent multiple hours looking up what I could in order to make it work. Because I wanted it to make it work. I really did. I wanted to record Last of Us. Because why not? Because I thought it would be entertaining for people to watch. Thought people would enjoy it. I thought it would just be like a nice little series to do. And then it just did not work. And that makes me sad. Because, well, I just I wanted it to work because it working meant I could just do more things for my channel. And if that actually happened, that would have been a hell yeah. That would have been nice. But it didn't. What he said. I just I really wanted things to work. I I truly did. And and it and it didn't. And I shouldn't be shocked. I really shouldn't. But it would have been nice. Speaking of things that are nice, um, Dead Space 3. I had fun recording that. I had a lot of fun actually. I don't know when I'll be doing my co-op playthrough. I do plan to do so, and when I do it, I'll play as John Carver. But when that is, I don't know. I truly don't. And I wish I did because I want to do it. I don't know. A lot to think about. It truly is a lot to think about. I'm excited for like what's next for the channel. I don't know exactly what I will do next. I want to do Gears of War 3 again. I actually want to redo all my Gears of War playthroughs. Just because why not? And I think I want to redo Halo Infinite because I have not legitimately sat down and played that game since it came out, honestly. And I think that'd be fun. After that, I don't know. I want to redo Die in the Woods as well. Possibly some other missions that I just haven't done while playing. Just because why not? Have things be different. This cat is standing on my hair. There's a cat in my room. And he just decided to stand on my hair because why not? I don't know. There's a lot I want to record. There's a lot I want to do for the channel. I want to get back into making machinimas. Machinimas are fun to make. I made one recently, which I will not release. It was purely for an ad. Not an ad, but just basically like, hey, let us do this thing together. And that was like the whole thing, It was cool. It was fun. Had a lot of fun doing it. How many times do you think I could say the word fun? I'll tell you, it's a lot actually. But yeah, no, Dead Space 3. I want to do the co-op, like I said, because there's actually a good chunk of that game you miss out on if you don't play co-op, it seems, because I did some research on that, actually. And I want to see the parts of the game that I missed. Because I actually had a lot of fun playing that game. Now, I don't think I would say it's that... I wouldn't say it's the best. Frankly, I'd probably say it's the worst Dead Space. However, at least out of the ones I played, out of the main line, if we're talking about the original trilogy, games really loves trilogies, don't they? If I'm talking about the trilogy, like the original trilogy, I have to say it's 3 that's the worst. I haven't played the other Dead Space games. I haven't even played the DLCs to the games. But I'd have to say it's Dead Space 3 that's the worst, which sucks. But I'm not even gonna say it's bad. Like there were things that I felt like they should have done differently, and I am not a fan of EA whatsoever. It's just they do some business practices that I'm not a fan of. And I don't know. There's a lot I could say about it, to tell you the truth. But my 2 cents don't mean anything. The way you should go about your life is you should always, 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 if you're going to have an opinion on something, uh, you don't need somebody like me to tell you what to think. You're smart. You're capable. I know you can do it. I don't know. I hope I can find a game that I would like to do for YouTube soon. I hope whatever it is, all of you enjoy watching, because that's what I enjoy the most. The fact that all of you are here with me with whatever I do. And I just really like doing this YouTube stuff. Now, it's not my job. I don't think it ever will be. Um, I don't think enough people care enough to watch what I do or what I say. I'm a very strange individual. But, you know, I enjoy doing this. And what better reward is there than that? I get joy out of doing this stuff. It's my absolute pleasure to sit down and be like, "Hey, here's the content," because I like doing it. You know, doing this doing all this YouTube and like streaming and whatnot, it makes me reminiscent of like the people I would watch when I was younger. Because like I wonder like their creative thought process was on a lot of things. Just cuz like I like the um creative stuff. Um I just I don't know. It's very strange time we live in. And I enjoy a lot of the things that I do. And I hope you enjoy seeing all this stuff with me. Because, like I said, it's a joy. It's a blast. I like doing it. And so, I don't know. And I hope all of you enjoy watching this stuff with me. enjoy watching what I do, enjoy watching what I'm playing, enjoy the just the experience that we get to take together. I think it's fun. It's it means a lot to me. Also, I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet. I will be posting on AO3 soon. Archive of our own. Of our own. That's why there's 3 O's. AO3. I will be posting on there soon. Because I wrote a story. It's fan fiction. Of the HP Banana Crew. I finally wrote something. I just need to review it and like fix punctuation and capitalization. Other than that, give me one moment. Other than that, it will go perfectly. I can't tell if the game and the background footage crashed or not. It did not. Okay. There we go. I just I don't know. I don't remember what I was saying. That threw me off. For reference, I'm playing Warframe for the background footage. If you're on Spotify, the game just bugged out and it made me lose my train of thought. Yes, I remember now. I was just talking about playthroughs and whatnot. I am excited to do a lot of things for YouTube. And I've been wanting to just redo the playthroughs that I did when I was first starting because I feel like doing so would just be better for my channel. Because if I'm redoing everything, then that means there are better playthroughs of it out there when it comes to my playthroughs. I have better versions of my playthroughs out there is what I mean. I mentioned this in the now corrupted Last of Us footage where I wanted to play or not play. I've been interested in speedrunning recently. I've been watching a lot of speedrunning content. And as I just said, it has been interesting. A lot of Lego game speedruns, a lot of Gears of War speedruns. That's a game I actually wanted to run. I was like, I know how to do all this stuff in Gears of War 2. Like, I just like know where all of this stuff is. What if I did a Gears of War 2 speedrun? And then I looked into it and I'm like, oh my god. Gears of War 2 speedruns are fucking insane. That game is so broken. I implore you, if you are ever interested in just seeing how those speedruns are, look up a YouTuber. Like, look up Gears of War 2, and then just look up the YouTuber Flurby. Flurby. I think that's how you spell it. I was in his chat recently, just chatting about, like, speedrunning, because, like, for anyone who cares, in Gears of War 2, when the game came out, smoke grenades could knock you down. And this was used to get out of the map constantly in multiplayer. And I know for a fact the same could be done in campaign, but they took that away. But like, that's all good, you know? But my point was, with that existing, I wonder if, like, I was basically like, hey, how quick do you, or how much more quick do you think a run would be. How much more time do you think you'd save if you could do that? And he was like, well, I don't know particularly the time I'd save, but I know the run would be a lot cooler and more fun. I don't think it'd save too much time, but yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. Awesome. Because it was awesome. Speedrunning is awesome. I think he was literally doing an insane speedrun, actually, when I was messaging him. Although you want to talk about games that have crazy ass runs, look at Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Holy shit. That game is insane. That game has some crazy runs. And like, I know I said I implore you to look at Gears of War 2. I require of you. You are required for homework. You gotta sit down and watch like a video about Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga speedrunning. It's insane, and I think you will enjoy. You? Well, it depends on who you are. But if you think I'm talking about you, then that means it's for you. Go do your homework. Speaking of making people watch things, I made a friend of mine, Ghost actually, I made Ghost sit down and watch this video about every single appearance of Isaac Clarke in other games. And like, by the end of the video, they messaged me and they're like, why the fuck is he in everything? I'm like, I don't know. He just is. He's Isaac. And like, it was fucking hilarious. No one knows why Isaac Clarke is in everything. He's just in everything. And that's funny. It's hilarious and entertaining. I'm dying. I got one last thing I want to talk about before I end the episode. That thing is, I want to talk about the thumbnail for Dead Space. It was made by Denmark. If you check the description, you would know that. But all of my thumbnails for like those series, they're made by Denmark. Not every thumbnail I use, but like the Dead Space 3 thumbnails were made by Denmark, as were the Dead Space 2 and the Dead Space 1. And I want to say, Denmark, if you're listening to this, I don't think you listen to my YouTube podcast. I know you don't. You listen to the Spotify one because you don't have Spotify. Denmark, you fucking cooked. Gordon Freeman. You cooked. You cooked so much. You just look. Just sit down. If you haven't seen it yet, even if you don't watch the video, sit down and just look at the gorgeous thumbnail she made. It is so good. I watched her make it. She made it in fucking Gmod, and it looks phenomenal. And like, oh my god, it's so good, and it's great, and it's awesome, and it's amazing, and it's great, and it's other adjectives. Go look at the thumbnail. If you don't even watch the series, go look at the thumbnail, please. It's so good. For the love of God. For the love of God. Go watch. The series is not all the way out yet by the time I'm uploading this. By the time of the next podcast, it should be. I'm pretty sure, if I got my math right. Which, fun. And that will be the Dead Space games, besides like the remake that I literally can't stream. Hi, Rick. All of that is to come later. However, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. That's what I meant to say. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Rip's Talk Show. If there is anything you would like to say, please let me know. If there is any game you think I should play for Twitch or YouTube, please let me know. If it's something that you're interested in, you know, it'd be like, hey, I think you'd enjoy this. This is what kind of game it is. Here's what it's on. I'd be like, okay, I'll do that. Because I want to play things that are fun, but also something you would like to see. And something I'll have a good time with as well. You know? But with that being said, thank you all so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode, which is always a week from now. Unless you are from the future and you have all of this in a catalog, then you're going to hear the next episode as soon as this outro is out. Goodbye, everyone.